Alright, so hey guys, I'm back. Welcome to my 30-minute speaking for today. So in this video for today, I just want to do about the presentation stuff. Okay, so um, let's do it. Okay, so let's do it, right? So now I'm gonna just turn off this one, turn off this one. But first, let me go to YouTube and then, upload my video that I have canceled for some reason. I'm really sorry about that. So it's gonna be 5, right? This one's gonna be 5. Oh, sure. Next, publish. It's pretty good. And this one is gonna be 13. Put it in here. Next, publish, close. Then, perfect. Now, okay, so now I'm gonna, do this pen and I'm gonna put it in my mouth to while I'm speaking it in order to keep my sound perfect. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so here, so now, what should I do now? Okay, so now I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go. Actually, it has nothing to do with the English stuff. Listen to some English video or. Okay, so my good that uh, short story again. First, let me open the Google Meet. The Google Meet is not working well. Oh, I know the reason now. So it's gonna be here, it's gonna be here. I know the reason. It's crash. You see that? Now I've left. So now make it smaller like this. Turn it off, turn on caption. Put like here. Okay, so it's gonna be here. So now I'm gonna use the paper that Mr. Water he had give me on Monday. I'm gonna use it as a material for me to practice English. Actually, my speaking skill. There was once a young man who was said to be the most stubborn person in town, and a young woman who was said to be the most stubborn woman in town. And of course, they somehow managed to fall in love and get married. After the wedding ceremony, they had a big party in their house, which lasted all day. Eventually, all the friends and relatives could eat no more, and one by one they all went home. The bride and groom collapsed from exhaustion, and the boys sat down onto a big, comfortable chair and started to relax. To relax. Uh, Here, good, good. When the husband noticed that the last guest to left had not shut the door after him, and my dear, he said, would you mind getting up and shutting the door? There's a draft coming in. Why should I shut it? Yawned, yawned, wife, yawned, yawned, yawned the wife. I've been on my feet all day and I just sat down. You shut it. So that's the way it's gonna be? Snapped the husband. Just as soon as you get the ring off your finger, the ring on your finger, you turn into a lazy, good for nothing. How dare you? Shouted the wife. We haven't been even been married a day, and already you're calling me names and ordering me around. I should have known this is the kind of husband you will turn out to be. Nah, trembled the husband. Must I listen to your complaining forever? And must I always listen to your complaining and whining? Asked the wife. They sat glaring at each other for a full 5 minutes. Then an idea popped into the wife's head. My dear, the wife said, neither of us wants to shut the door, and both were tired of hearing the other's voice. So I propose a contest. The one who speaks first must get up and shut the door. It's the best idea I've heard all day, replied the husband. Let us begin now. So they made themselves comfortable on a chair and sat face to face without saying a word. Without saying a word. They had been that way for about 2 hours when a couple of thieves with a cart passed by and saw the door open. They crept into the house, which seemed totally deserted, and began to steal everything they could lay their hands on. They took tables and chairs, food, paintings of the world, uh, and even loaded cabbage. Also this talk. The husband and wife remained silent. I can't believe this, thought the husband. They'll set everything we own, and she won't make a sound. Why doesn't he call for help? The wife suddenly asked herself, is he just going to sit there while they steal whatever they want? Eventually, the thieves noticed the silent, motionless couple and mistaking them for wax figures. Shoot them for their jewelry, watches, wallets, and cell phones. All during this talk, uh, during this, neither husband or wife moved or made a sound. The thieves hurried away with their loot, and the silent couple sat through the night. At dawn, a policeman got by the house and noticed the open door. He stuck his head in through the open doorway and yelled, oi, what's going on here? Is everything okay? But, of course, neither husband or wife made a sound. Now see here, yelled the policeman. I'm an officer of the law. Who are you? It is your house. What happened to all your furniture? And still getting no response from the silent couple. The policeman raised his hand to box the man's ears. Don't you dare! Uh, shirked, shirked the wife, coming to her feet. That's my new husband, and if you lay a finger on him, you have me to answer too. I won't, yelled the husband, clapping his hands and turning about. Now go shut the door. Now I'm gonna read it without having a pen in my a pen in my mouth. There was once a young man who was said to be the most stubborn person in town, and a young woman who was said to be the most stubborn woman in town. And of course, they somehow managed to fall in love and get married. After the wedding ceremony, they had a big party in the house, which lasted for which which lasted all day. Eventually, all the friends and relatives could eat no more, and one by one they all went home. The bride and groom collapsed from exhaustion, and they both sat out onto a big comfortable chairs and started to relax. When the husband noticed that the last guest to leave had not shut the door after him. Okay, my dear, he said, would you mind getting up and shutting the door? There's a draft coming in. Why should I shut it? Yawned the wife. I've been on my feet all day. Um, and I just sat down. You shut it. So that's so that the way it's gonna be, snapped the husband. Just as soon as you get the ring in your finger, you turn into a lazy youth for nothing. How dare you? Shouted the wife. We haven't, we haven't we haven't even been married a day, and already you calling me names and ordering me around. I should have known that this kind of husband you would turn out to be. Nah, 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 grumbled the husband. Must I listen to your complaining forever? And must I always listen to your complaining and whining? Asked the wife. They sat they sat glaring at each other for a full 5 minutes. Then an idea popped into the wife's head. My dear, the wife said, neither of us want to shut the door, and both of us are tired of hearing the other's voice. So I propose the context. The one who speaks first must get up and shut the door. It's the best idea I've heard all day, replied the husband. Let us begin now. So they made themselves comfortable each on a chair and sat face to face without saying a word. They had been that way for about 2 hours when a couple of thieves with a cart passed by and saw the door open. They crept into the house, which seemed perfectly deserted, and began to steal everything they could lay their hands on. And they took tables and chairs, pulled paintings off the walls, and even rolled up carpets. All through this talk, and even rolled up carpets. All through this talk, the husband and wife remained silent. I can't believe this, thought the husband. They'll take everything we own, and she won't make a sound. Why doesn't he call for help? The wife silently asked herself. Is, is he just going to sit there to while they do whatever they want? Eventually, the troops noticed the silent, motionless couple and mistaking them for wax figures, stripped them for their jewelry, watches, wallets, and cell phones. All during this, neither husband or wife moved or made a sound. The thieves hurried away with the loot, and the silent couple sat through the night. At, at dawn, at dawn, at dawn, at dawn, a policeman walked by the house and noticed the open door. He stuck his head in through the open doorway and yelled, "Oi, oi, oi! What's going on? What's going on here? Is everything okay?" But of course, neither husband or wife made a sound. "Now see here," yelled the policeman. "I'm an officer of the law. Who are you? It is your house. What happened to all your furniture?" And still getting no response from the silent couple, the policeman raised his hand to box the man's ears. "Don't you dare!" shrieked the wife, jumping to her feet. "That's my new husband, and if you lay a finger on him, you have me to answer to." "I will," yelled the husband, clapping his hands and jumping about. "Now we'll shut the door." Alright, so I just finished it for the first time. But I really want to start to do it again, but it just just time, and I cannot earn anything from that, from from that. So I'm gonna use those time for the another stuff, for example, like I'm gonna say that I'm gonna just to number stuff what it means. Oh, I'm gonna go to the internet and then search for some question to answer. Okay. Alright, I think that's enough because we have a group of friends. It's in the yes, so now after in those apps I'm gonna use the invitation to describe actually I know nothing. But that's okay, let's start again. No, I don't want to say that again. I'm gonna move to the next questions. Like I'm gonna go to the internet and I search for 100 questions to ask. Then I'm gonna go, mm, you know, um, then I'm gonna then think that. You know what? I'm gonna go to the internet and I search for the question and I'm gonna answer whatever I want, right? Well, it's gonna be better than this one. Let's do it. I'm gonna go here, question to ask, here, uh, here, 100 question, the question, or what is the best gift, mm, the hobbies, where would you see yourself, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Alright, so, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Um, so, if I have, realizing market thinking, And I say that I will go there and everything, but I can't do that because some people are inside there. Okay, that's pretty good, right? Uh, and now, uh, what should I do now? Not really sure. I just sleep? Oh my god. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? So by looking at myself, by looking to myself at this, uh, by looking to myself at this moment, uh, I I believe that I can be get over 80. If I can, so it can be 85 for my English course because I really want my English course. No, 10 to 10. Alright, alright, that's it. Let's go. Um, Not sure what to do next. Oh, what do you do to myself in 5 years, right? So because now I'm trying really hard in learning English, in learning French, and do some math, having some computer test, but I never. Mm, I'm not pretty sure about this. Mm. But that's okay. I want guys. But that's okay. I'm gonna try my best to fit with them. Okay. 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 Uh, don't really care. Uh, um, so do some games. So the how to really good. So if someone like some game, I score some as well like some mobile. They usually want to be the top percent in one club. Okay. No. Okay, now we are here. The bottom. So you can really do that. Oh, that's good, pretty good, pretty sure. We should have what we do now, right? So if I have nothing to do, so just read and talk whatever I want, right? Okay. So now you know that especially this morning I got 75 for the computer science. That's pretty good. But I just got 75 about that. Not really sure what people really want. Yeah, after I got 85 for the computer science, so I just got 68. Not really sure. Not really sure. But just say a week, so week answer I want this week. Alright, so if I don't give up, I just try hard, work harder for myself, score good if I get bad mark. So I'm gonna improve and I'm gonna improve more. If I'm gonna get, okay. Of course, I really want to improve my English and I really want to boost my mark. So I have to try really hard for this grade 11 because I don't want, the English to control me. Alright, that's really good. Um, do you hear me? Alright, so otherwise, the amount of effort you put in is the same you get out of it. So if I do want to be successful, I have to put, more effort in there. I have to try more, work harder, do more, and then no need to be patient. Alright, so that's I think that's mostly the end of this one, right? I'm not sure. I have no 1 minute in 30 seconds. So I hope that you guys who are learning the new language and who are not, or we just doing new stuff. Uh, some lesson that will help you more. When you have the heart of a woman, actually it's like kind of like how I say that, a metaphor, like they cannot get rid of you. But when a woman they have the man, the man's uh, sexual origin. Say for saying hello, so something like that. Okay, that's really good. say for the day, I just no video for one time. I just live, do what I want, say whatever I can, talk and say whatever I want to say. Unless I really want to move my shit at the beginning, so I have to try really hard. I cannot just sit there and then just I have to really focus on myself. Okay, so I think that's enough for me today, right? So bye guys. Have a good day. So bye guys. Have a good day. But first, maybe for the French, I'm gonna do it at this night because I'm gonna do this time working for my YouTube channel. Actually, yes. Okay, so bye guys. Have a good day. Let me turn this one off. Stop recording.